The recent use of the J-10C fighter jet in a live combat situation is a turning point in the aircraft's operational history and significantly strengthens its credibility on the global stage. For years, defense analysts have evaluated the J-10C based on specifications, training exercises, and demonstrations. While these offer useful information, they do not fully replicate the unpredictability, intensity, and complexity of real combat. Once a platform has been tested under fire, its status changes. It moves from being a theoretical asset to a combat-validated system, which matters greatly in the international defense market. This reported engagement, particularly if it involved the successful downing of an advanced aircraft, indicates that the J-10C is not only technically sound but operationally effective in a high-threat, real-world environment. That makes the platform far more attractive to potential buyers. While various air forces may have been cautious before, they will now be forced to reevaluate its actual performance based on this new data point. A fighter jet proven in real combat tends to inspire more trust than one with only training credentials. Nations making billion-dollar procurement decisions want to reduce uncertainty, and battle-proven systems reduce risk. The timing of this development is also crucial. Several countries, particularly in Asia and Africa, are in the midst of modernizing their air forces. Some have existing fleets nearing obsolescence, and others are looking to strengthen deterrence capabilities due to rising geopolitical tensions. In this environment, cost-effective multirole platforms that offer strong performance without the extreme price tag of top-end fifth-generation fighters are in high demand. The J-10C fits that space almost perfectly. Its capabilities are centered around modern air combat requirements. The integration of an active electronically scanned array radar allows it to detect, track, and engage multiple targets at greater distances and with higher reliability than older radar systems. Its fly-by-wire controls make it more agile and responsive, while its digital cockpit simplifies the pilot's workload and improves situational awareness. Additionally, the jet has an integrated electronic warfare suite designed to jam or deceive enemy radar, a critical function in modern, electronically contested battle spaces. Moreover, the airframe is built to be both agile and robust, allowing it to conduct a wide range of missions, from air superiority and interception to ground attack and maritime strike. That makes it valuable for countries that want one platform to serve multiple purposes rather than maintaining several specialized aircraft. From a logistical and training standpoint, this consolidation reduces costs and simplifies operations over the long term. In terms of export, a key case is Indonesia. The country is actively looking to update its air force to address regional security concerns and operational gaps. Indonesia has traditionally operated a mix of aircraft from various sources, including the United States, Russia, and South Korea. However, economic constraints, shifting diplomatic alignments, and the desire to diversify suppliers have led Jakarta to explore new options. The J-10C has been one of the candidates under serious consideration. What makes Indonesia's case particularly relevant is that it has been weighing multiple factors simultaneously: performance, cost, training timelines, parts availability, long-term maintenance, and political consequences. The successful use of the J-10C in live combat could have a measurable impact on this decision. For Indonesian defense planners, it adds an extra layer of confidence. It shows that the aircraft has been tested not just in labs or test ranges, but in actual warfare, against real threats, under unpredictable conditions. That matters. If the Indonesian government proceeds with the acquisition, it would represent a landmark for China's fighter export efforts. So far, the J-10C has not seen widespread international adoption, but that could change rapidly if it enters service with a prominent Southeast Asian nation. Not only would this be a vote of confidence in the aircraft itself, but it would also validate China's broader effort to become a serious player in high-end military aviation exports. Unlike lower-end platforms such as trainer aircraft or drones, combat fighters are highly strategic systems. Their export involves trust, ongoing support, training programs, and deepening military-to-military engagement. Such a deal could also influence others in the region. Southeast Asia is a highly sensitive area in terms of security dynamics. Countries watch one another's military developments closely, and any shift in capability by one nation often prompts reassessments by its neighbors. A new, modern fighter aircraft entering the region, particularly one validated in combat, could prompt neighboring countries to accelerate their own modernization efforts. Beyond the aircraft itself, the logistics and support infrastructure associated with such a sale would be significant. China would need to provide spare parts, maintenance training, pilot instruction, and potentially establish service centers abroad. This is not a small undertaking, and it represents a long-term strategic relationship rather than a one-off sale. Indonesia would be entering into a sustained partnership that could extend for decades. Another layer of complexity lies in interoperability. Indonesia's existing fleet includes aircraft of Western and Russian origin, and integrating a Chinese platform would require technical and operational adjustments. This includes software, ground equipment, communication protocols, and even airbase configurations. However, the growing modularity and digital adaptability of modern platforms, including the J-10C, mean these challenges can be overcome with the right planning and support. The financial aspect cannot be ignored. Aircraft like the J-10C are positioned as cost-effective alternatives to Western fighters, with a price point that allows middle-income countries to acquire advanced capabilities without stretching their defense budgets to the limit. Furthermore, ongoing maintenance costs and logistics footprints are often lower, which makes long-term ownership more sustainable. If combat performance is now added to that value proposition, the appeal increases further. It is also important to consider the symbolic dimension. When a country adopts a new fighter jet, it sends a message, not just about military capability, but about strategic orientation, industrial confidence, and future alignment. If Indonesia were to select the J-10C, it could indicate a broader willingness to explore strategic cooperation beyond traditional partners, especially in areas like defense technology, joint training, and even regional security coordination. Ultimately, the reported real-world success of the J-10C has injected new momentum into the aircraft's global profile. It demonstrates that China can field and export a capable, modern fighter that performs under actual combat conditions. This alone sets it apart from many systems that remain untested in real operations. If Indonesia follows through with procurement, it would validate that confidence not just in theory but in policy, procurement, and operational integration. This development may mark a shift not only in the future of Chinese military aviation exports but also in how nations approach their air power modernization strategies. Combat validation remains one of the most persuasive arguments in defense procurement, and the J-10C has now stepped into that space. The effects of this shift will likely unfold over the coming years as more countries weigh performance, politics, and partnerships in the choices they make for national defense.